Plus, the Department of Children and Family Services discusses changes to better serve kids in their care.
Live, you're watching Fox 44 News at 5:30.
And good evening, and thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News at 5:30. I'm Tarvarious Haywood. The weather has been rather cool over the past few weeks, but we may be warming up pretty soon. Chief Meteorologist Ashley Ruiz has a quick check of the forecast. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Tarvarious. Yes, it's been quite cool indeed. In fact, 35 was our morning low this morning, the official low. Check out northeast of Baton Rouge, right at freezing. And we actually tied a previous record of 35 degrees from 1989. Wednesday morning, we broke a previous record from 1948. And if you're sick of the cold weather, don't worry. The next 7 days, our mornings are going to be much warmer, including tomorrow morning, 49. So you can put the plants back outside. No freeze is expected. We have a couple of pretty mild mornings and some very warm afternoons. I'll break this all down for you in full detail coming up a little later. Tarvarious.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Well, new today, Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome finally speaks about the miscommunication of a non-disclosure agreement and the stormwater utility fee. For weeks, Broome and officials claim an NDA between them and a federal agency prohibit them from discussing penalties for failing to comply with the Clean Water Act. This week, it was revealed neither the NDA with the EPA nor the deadline was in place. Now, Broome has agreed to sit down and explain how this misinformation happened. We will have that interview tonight at 9. 6 council members have filed a public records request to the parish's attorney demanding communication from Broome, her chief media consultant, Mark Armstrong, and others related to the NDA and the fee. In developing news tonight, the man accused of beating a Prairieville man and leaving him unconscious on the side of the road is behind bars tonight. Deputies say Brian Cage attacked Scott Gray after a minor car accident. Gray, a local handyman battling stage 4 cancer, is still recovering from eye surgery. Cage did turn himself in and is facing second-degree battery and hit-and-run charges. The 19th Judicial District Court is trying out a new division to focus on domestic violence cases. The specialized court would launch in early next year and target offenders of domestic violence. The pilot will run for 2 years and plans to use a model to protect victims from abuse by utilizing justice, human services, and community intervention. A state Senate committee is talking about ways to tighten up the Department of Children and Family Services after the agency went through quite a bit of controversy over the past few months. Fox 44's Rachel Riley sat in on that meeting and has the details.
DCFS met with lawmakers and they brought a hefty plan to the table. They're working to improve the department by creating new policies and things like hiring, work environment, investigations, and child welfare.
We are doing a lot because you have said you need to do more.
It's no secret that the Department of Children and Family Services has been under the spotlight after several tragedies involving children. Now they're meeting with lawmakers to get things right.
Let's make it a free-flowing conversation.
The Senate committee wanted to set the record straight. Contrary to popular belief that the agency is extremely underfunded, the department's secretary and lawmakers say otherwise.
Everything you're doing, we funded you for.
All of those things have been funded. And we appreciate that.
The department says they're also casting a wider net for employees.
On a good day, it was 100 days to get somebody through that process. And now we're down to about 30 days.
They say the next step is tightening up procedures and working with local judges for enforcement.
We have to really move very quickly with some of these cases because 24 hours is going to be too long.
We do have the authority to call at any time that we feel like children are unsafe.
Another priority is to get social workers involved before a report is made.
I do believe our policies were solid. Our practices, we had them reviewed by multiple entities. It's the ability to carry it out.
The next meeting is planned for November 30th. From the Capitol, Rachel Riley, Fox 44 News.
Well, in your coronavirus alert tonight, students could be required to roll up their sleeves and get the COVID-19 vaccine before heading to the classroom next year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's independent vaccine advisors voting unanimously to recommend adding COVID-19 shots to the agency's schedule of routine shots. It's now up to each state to decide if a child has to be vaccinated against COVID-19 to go to school.
This will be the first ever vaccine where there's no evidence to show a reduction in disease in the community.
If you get vaccinated with the updated vaccine before Halloween, you can hug and kiss all your relatives for the holidays.
Now, many states are expected to keep the shots optional. Right now, vaccines are only cleared for emergency use in people ages 12 and under. I'm going to turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Ashley Ruiz for a quick check of the roadways. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Tarvarious. So it doesn't appear to be so bad at I-10 at College. You see traffic's moving in both directions, but we have a lot of congestion, basically I-12 and then I-10 East coming in from Port Allen, 110, all of that, your typical trouble spots. I did also want to give you guys an update. 110 South, essentially between Scotland Avenue and then Harding Boulevard. This is in Scotlandville. A chunk of 110 is shut down at the moment, so you will need to take a separate route to avoid this. So a heads up there, that may slow you down a little bit this evening. Tonight, not as chilly. Tomorrow and Saturday, we are heating things up, about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow versus today. I'll have all those details coming up next.